Good evening and welcome to Girlfriend Minute. I am Shar.
And I'm Pascal.
How are you this evening, Pascal?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Again, it's Friday.
It's
Yay!
always yay when it's Friday.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
always yay. It was a trying week at work this week. So
Yeah.
today was especially challenging. So,
Oh, okay.
you know, people.
I know. Oh my gosh, don't I know it?
Yeah.
I like the little meme that you sent me about let me look in my description, my job description to see if it's in my job to take
Description.
yeah, my job description to do other people's job
Those
and
jobs
get paid the
paid
same.
same.
Stupid. Exactly, because sometimes I feel that way too.
Yeah, I would imagine you do, especially being in charge
Yeah,
of everything.
yeah,
It doesn't increase your pay. You're,
no,
you're the one paying all the bills.
right. It's like a shit
Yeah.
show
It's,
sometimes.
yeah. Well, I just feel that things are going to be changing at my work. I feel that there's going to be some sort of a merger or something. And I'm hearing different things about the different facilities and the
Okay.
imaging department, and I'm not really sure what that means for our imaging department at the main building. And I just have bigger fish to fry anyways. So
Huh? Meat pie. 30.
she's
30.
always working, by the way.
30.
But
Sorry about that.
you're always working. I know how
I
it is.
am always working. Yeah. Sorry, I
So
know
I
we're take a minute.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So yeah, so I just and the verbiage in the emails. So this coming
Mm.
Tuesday is a big meeting where we had to reschedule patients during a certain time frame, and they're buying us
Oh.
lunch. And everyone at every facility has to log in. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Woo!
Tuesday, 12
Yes.
o'clock. Stay
Oh
tuned.
my gosh. I just want to hear what it's about. So
Well, I'll
I can't
FaceTime
wait.
you and I'll put
Yes.
you on my phone because I'll be in my cubicle at my desk and it'll just be you and me watching.
Okay, that'll be good. I'm good with that.
I wonder
Tuesday,
what they've
what
been so
time?
yeah, noon,
Okay,
noon,
perfect. Yeah,
noon.
perfect.
So,
I'll be here.
you hear the rumors, and when you hear rumors, you have to know to some degree that there's some truth to some of it.
Of course. Yeah.
This is not random rumors, and there's no part of it ever happening. So
No.
yeah,
And of
so
course, they hide everything until the last minute before they tell anybody anything. And then it's like either you're screwed, okay, or your position is screwed, or something else is going on. So,
yeah, I yeah, so it'll just be interesting. There's been a lot of changes in that clinic in the last 8, 9 years. It's no longer owned by the doctors, and there's a lot of patients that don't like that. And of course, they're older patients, and they generally don't like change to begin with.
right.
And unfortunately, medical across the board at other facilities too. It's just certain things are becoming standard that aren't necessarily good. So there's a little frustration. And we had an angry patient today. I don't even know what he was angry about, but my poor coworker had 3 other patients ahead of him, and he's just standing there screaming so loud that I left my cubicle to come out. Now I'm behind a glass wall
Oh my
and stuff,
gosh.
and I'm in the very back, and I could hear him clearly. That I went
Wow.
out to watch and make sure she was okay, and then he saw me and started yelling at me, even though I said nothing.
Well, I think he just wanted to yell at whoever he can get his eyeballs on.
Oh, he was yelling at everybody, and then he's motioning at all of us behind the glass, like, "Come on out, come here." I'm like, "So you
What?
you want to beat up a bunch of women?"
Threatening too. How old is this guy?
He's probably
Oh,
close to 60.
oh my gosh. Go do something better with your life.
Right? Right?
It's like these people. Listen. So today, my aunt came over, okay, and she had parked her car. So mind you, my building is like next to 10,000 other buildings, okay? You saw the picture of the snow that I had sent you from there. So there's a lot of buildings,
Yes.
small little quaint town, right? So I only have one side of the parking lot in the back, and I have to share it with the salon next door.
Gotcha.
So I don't have very much parking space. So the people to the right of us, I thought were very, very nice people. She came in and she actually got food from here and everything, but the person I think that runs it isn't so very nice. So they put a sticker on my aunt's window saying that this parking space belongs to them and that please don't park here in the future. So I'm thinking to myself, holy hell, these Camp Hill people, I swear to God, they really have a problem with um, parking. They're like parking monsters. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't even know how to
Yeah.
explain. Like, why can't we just get along? Like, they have a problem with people parking in their spot all the time. And they don't only just have a problem, but they will call the police on you. And the police will have to give you a ticket. And that's the problem. And then I keep thinking to myself, like, y'all don't have anything better to do than to sit and watch the parking lot while you're working?
So that's funny you mentioned that because my hair salon's behind the house here. And remember Spotos? Back in the day, Spotos was a big restaurant in our day.
No, I
Here
don't
in
remember that.
Seminole. You don't, I'd never gone, but I always heard about the Spotos in Seminole. Well, it's now called Clear Sky. They just reopened. It was remodeled. It's been several other restaurants, but the Clear Skies in our area seem to do really well and they have really good food. And so it just this last year opened up as a Clear Sky. And I mean, in my salon, they're like, well, now they're offering breakfast, so they're taking up all these parking spots. That includes ours. It's a pretty
Oh my,
big.
yeah.
I'm very familiar with the conversation. I was just
Yes,
going, but you
same
only
thing.
have like 3 people in here, and they're serving like breakfast. It's just
Exactly. Right. So what difference does it make?
and
Like,
there's more
like,
parking. I don't know.
listen, if somebody parks in my section, I'm not going to be like, okay, you guys are a bunch of assholes. Like, don't park here. This is designated for my customers only and not you. Now, mind you, the lady that moved next door, okay, she has a salon. So her clientele are either going to park and they're going to be here for at least 4 hours. Okay, tops.
Yeah,
Let's say you're getting your hair done and highlights and cut and all of that stuff. That's going to take at least up to 3 to 4 hours to do. It's not one, two, three. But why are you being assholes about parking? Go work. Go work. Go do
right.
something. So go do something that, is reproductive in the borough. Go do something. Stop trying to sit here and be like the parking lot attendant.
Right. So whenever you have an angry patient, and I have no idea what he was angry about, he wanted to speak to someone and he's yelling, I will not take no for an answer. And in the meantime, it's like, I remember looking at my watch to see what time it was, and it was 12:38 as I was standing
Hmm.
there watching because no one had her back. And I didn't know what he was going to do and what he's capable of. And he's standing next to this elderly old man that's a little hunched over. And the elderly old man's telling my coworker, I'm so sorry he's being this way to you. And he's just screaming right by this guy. And then
Wow.
she had my patient, and then she had, and he just, and I will not take no for an answer. And she said, sir, my coworker is trying to call and see where one of the managers are. It's a big building. They're all
Mhm.
over the place. It's also lunchtime. It was 12:38 p.m.
Ah,
And I said to Addie at that point, I said, Addie, Megan is calling all of the extensions that we have to call. Okay. In the meantime, we have this guy who's supposed to do security, and I say he lives under the stairs, kind of like Harry Potter, but not. So
the security under the stairs.
we have an information desk, and we have 3 elevators that patients use to go up to the floors. So it's a
Sure.
6-story building. Then over here, just to the right of the elevators, if you're facing them, is Quest Labs. And then there's stairs to go up to the second floor here. And he has an office between Quest Labs and under the stairs, kind of, sort of.
Oh, wow.
And he's ex-military, blah, 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 blah. If he's in the
Well,
building a quarter of the time, I would be surprised, because I've been off work on a day off and been over here shopping, and he's like in the ammo department. So anyways,
okay. Wow.
ex-military, he's buying ammo. Anyways,
Yeah.
the guy screaming so loud, I'm like, I won't say his name. And
Where's
And
the person
everyone's,
under the stairs?
yeah, where's the person under the stairs? And then someone said, oh, I went and pounded on the door and there is no answer. So that means, he's not here, obviously.
Wow. Yeah.
And they only send management down in twos now because apparently recently we had a patient try to choke someone. So, because, people are out of hand. And, and I said to Addie, I said, Megan is calling all the extensions. She's overhead paging and she's calling.
Mm-hmm.
He turns and looks at me and goes, Merry Christmas. I was just like, what?
Wow. What are you talking about, dude?
I'm just like, I was like, I don't know what to say to that.
How could you not laugh? I would have been rolling on the floor.
Oh, I was smiling. I smiled
Yes.
the whole time because of the sarcastic person in me.
Yes, I would have been
I'm like,
rolling
you're
on the
out
floor.
here making yourself look absolutely ridiculous and you're getting nowhere because if no one answers and they're all out of the building at lunch because they're entitled to that hour. Now, with that being said, we have 3 or 4 managers. There should always be one on duty.
Sure, of course.
That's my opinion. There needs
Yes.
to be someone here in charge, or we just run the
There
whole place
should be,
ourselves.
and then like you said, if they're in twos, they should have somebody go an hour either before and an hour later in twos, and then have
And
somebody
then
available.
And rotate them. And the two
That's
thing
right.
is fairly new, like as of a few weeks ago. But then he goes to me, I'm gonna bury you in red tape. I said, okay. I'm calling my attorney. I said, okay. And I
How do you answer that?
I said, okay.
I'm gonna bury you in red tape. No, I prefer blue.
I do, but that's
I
all.
know you do.
However,
Yes.
red's a good color on me. But anyways.
Yeah, there you go.
I turn around and walked away, and I go behind the old checking counter all the way back, and I just lock the door because he's free roaming. And then he starts motioning, and I'm like, everyone go back into your squares because now you're all standing there staring, and now he's doing this, and that's
Right,
You're
paying
not
attention.
helping the situation. Just go back to where you belong.
Well, and that's what he's looking
Someone
for.
is coming, and that's what he's looking for. You're giving him what he wants. No one's here going to go do anything.
Exactly. That's it. Go back to your
If
squares.
anything, I'll call 911 and say we feel threatened by a very dangerous, abusive man, and let Largo police come handle it.
Absolutely.
That was going to be my next step. You know what? Can't find anyone. Then management sent out an email to those of us involved. And they're like, we're so sorry. You're not paid enough to deal with the verbal abuse and blah, blah, blah. And at the bottom, because my joke is, can I go home? They wrote, like Shar, no, you cannot go home.
Right away before you even ask.
Like I earned it, man.
That's funny, man.
It was the email to everybody and people who don't know are like, what does that mean?
Right. Char, no, you can't go home.
And it was like LOL at the end.
Right, of course. Yeah. Oh, that's cute though.
Yeah, because we all have our little inside jokes and stuff. And someone had to have her back, and we're just a bunch of women. There's no men in the upper management in our building.
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently there's no guy under the stairs either.
I guess not. Apparently not. He's no good. He gets paid for doing nothing.
Like where the hell is he? Well, anyways, you deal with the public and you deal with all these people every month. And I deal with on average probably 700-800 people by myself. Wow. Every once in a while, because they run our numbers. Every once in a while you're gonna get the one.
Yeah,
and today was the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So what's our topic this week?
So I asked, my question was, why do people stay unhappy in their relationship?
And, so why do they?
Oh, well, good question.
There's lots of things.
I've got a list.
Yeah, I can tell you why from my perspective, but go ahead. Let's see what the comments say. Or let's listen to what the comments say.
So they said hard to leave, easier to stay. Yes.
Yes.
That's a huge one. Comfort. Change is hard. Uncertainty is hard.
Yes.
Because they aren't unhappy all the time. They're probably hanging on to some of the great moments. Well, I'm sure that's true to a degree. You're always hoping for that good day, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that how that works? They're hoping for a good day and hoping to have that good moment or something? I don't know.
It could be, yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on how far and few between the moments are.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes there are periods of unhappiness and you come out of it in the end. So there was a little more to that comment is, they both people have to want to come out of it at the end,
They sure
basically.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not always the case. So yes. And they had
Yeah.
went on to say that they had in theirs.
Okay.
And they went through some trying times and now it's better times than they were going
Okay.
through. So things are good for them. So good for them. Um, Currently in an upswing, and when it's good, it's really good, worth defending and going through months at a time of bouts of unhappiness. I don't know if anything, if you're just on a current upswing, is worth months of unhappiness because those months add up to
Oh.
years. And how much of that life are you going to give away to months of unhappiness? Knowing
Right.
you're
And how
giving
much,
away.
yeah, and how much of it are you actually living? Like living, being happy, living, none of it. So years and years and years and years, that's ridiculous. That's too
Yeah.
much. It's too much it's too much stress.
It's I no.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. No, that's it. The end.
Someone wrote because they don't realize that they create their own happiness, and most of the time they can point out all their partner's faults, but not their own. So they blame the relationship. I would imagine some people that are more young, maybe
Maybe,
not a lot of
yeah.
experience, but
Yeah.
at this stage and age, no,
Yeah, no.
I
That's right.
disagree with that. Um, I just disagree with that. I'm afraid to go through the separating part. He won't make it easy.
Ah, well, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of people who like to be vindictive and
Yeah.
they like to attack the other person.
Yep.
No, you're not having that and make the process like a long drawn out process when it could be
Yep.
just 1, 2, 3, an easy break.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
everyone agrees here in
Yes.
Florida, if everyone agrees, it can take just 3 months,
Oh, there you go.
you know. But if you want to nitpick this dish and that pot,
Yeah, right? Seriously.
you know,
That right shoe, that left shoe's mine. Get out of
right,
here.
right.
Get out of
Yep.
here with that.
And some do. So,
They do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the consequences of leaving are worse than the current situation.
I mean, I can believe that to a certain point. Like as far as maybe financial goes, maybe your financials aren't all that great, and if you end up leaving, you're going to be in a more miserable situation than if you end up staying. But is it worth it? That's the thing.
I
Is
I
it
guess
worth
it
it? I
I
don't know.
guess I guess it depends on each person.
It does depend on each person. Yeah. Some people do feel like it's worth it, and some people are just like, oh, it's whatever. I don't know. To me, I don't think I would want to be in that type of relationship.
I no. I do not.
No, I would push myself no matter what. I would
I
never put myself in a position where I am, I was just thinking, I'm sorry, I know I stopped like in the middle of
No, you're
my
fine.
thought.
You're fine.
So these women, some of these women are basically they live for the man. The man goes to work, the woman stays home, she takes care of the kids. They don't really have an income coming in on their end. So I can understand that if they end up leaving, how are they going to support themselves? It's very difficult for somebody to support themselves if you don't have that experience. But then on the other hand, you got to put one step forward and one foot ahead of the other, and you're going to have to say to yourself, okay, no, I can do it. Even though I've been living like this, I don't want to live like this anymore. I can do it and move forward.
And that's what my mother did.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone says, "Oh, I just can't," okay, then you don't really want to because
That's
she worked 3 jobs and fought for over a year to get full custody of me.
right. See,
So it's very possible if you want it bad enough,
you'll do
where
it.
there where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely.
We
100%.
all work on our ways.
Yeah, we sure do.
I work on my ways, you
So do
know.
I. And I'm not married.
Sometimes
So.
So sometimes they're not the big steps I wish they were, but they're still steps forward, which
Well,
is better than staying in one spot.
absolutely. It's better than nothing. That's
Yeah.
right.
Some people think it's temporary.
Temporary to be in
I
an
guess.
unhappy relationship.
Well, if you stay or you leave, it's
If you
temporary.
stay yeah, I guess. Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Nothing else after that?
No.
Okay.
And I'm not making fun. I was
No,
trying
no.
to.
Same. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering what it is.
Some people think it's temporary. So what's temporary? That moment? Is it
Oh,
a
okay.
trying time? Or
Okay, maybe I can understand that a little bit. Okay, so let's say I guess maybe if you're dating someone
maybe.
and maybe you're just in the relationship for a purpose, what that purpose is to each his own.
Yes.
And then maybe you feel like you're just going, through the waves and whatever with this person, and you're like, you maybe don't really care for that person, but you're like, okay, I'm just going to do it for now.
Maybe.
Could be maybe what that person was talking about.
So this one was kind of interesting. Many are suffering in a tolerable level of permanent unhappiness.
Many? I don't know about many. What do you have any statistics on that? I have no idea.
I do not have any statistics on that. I did not look that up. I think there are more people. I've spoken to many women, and I know many women who have been through divorce or leaving a long-term relationship and stuff. And a lot of them stay financial reasons, because it's easier and scary, the uncertainty of things.
Mm-hmm.
And they tolerated because there was a sense of security. So to some degree, I get that comment.
Right.
I think it's, and as long as they're in that relationship and they're unhappy, it's kind of permanent until you do something about it.
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, that little temporary state could turn into 10 years. So
it can.
Yeah. I mean, I had a relationship that was I was happy at the beginning, everything was great, everything was dandy. And then it's like as it progressed, it seemed like maybe it was 7 years total, and the last 2 years of it were just miserable. And for me, it wasn't worth it for me to stay, but it was almost like I was hanging on to him for a reason. That reason could have been okay, maybe he's going to change and maybe he's going to do this different, but this is what happens. So he may change for 2 weeks, give you whatever you want, and play you like a fiddle, and then the next thing is he'll revert back to being whoever he was when you're unhappy in the relationship, and then he'll continue to do that again, and then it becomes a cycle.
So here's my thing. I agree with that. It does become a cycle, and people do not like to hear what they need to change about themselves or work on about themselves, especially from a significant other.
True.
It's really a hard pill to swallow. I mean, it is. It is. And so unless you realize and feel bad internally, I think I overstepped, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And then you hear this, then you might work on some certain things to change. But if they're kind of a gaslighting narcissist,
yes,
they hear blah, 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 blah.
They don't even hear you.
Yeah.
They're just there. They're like, oh my God, can I get on my phone anytime soon? Right.
Right?
Yeah, they don't hear nothing you said.
Sometimes I say, it's like talking to a wall.
It is. It is. I say if I talk to my wall would give me more attention.
Right?
Seriously.
Yeah, my dogs give me more attention. So, right?
Right.
So it really, I think, depends. I think it's a hard pill to swallow for men. I still think that to some degree, men feel very superior. I don't know if
They
that's the
do.
right way to word that. I don't know what I don't.
Well, men are cocky. Literally, and they're cocky. Some of them. I'm not saying all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them are very cocky and they think they have you.
I'm the
Okay,
man. I make the money. I am in charge. I make more money
Correct.
than you. I've heard females say that. I have felt that way.
Correct.
I have been told that. I make more money than you, or I make the big bucks, or I make the money.
Right. So who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah. I'm going to handle everything.
Which is wrong. And that's like when you're single though, and you're kind of just in a relationship as far as dating purposes goes, I mean, that person thinks that you're going to stay. So no matter what they do, okay, they're going to be like, oh, she's not leaving anywhere. She's not going anywhere. I can do this to her. I can do that to her. And she'll just keep returning and coming back because that's what she's done.
Well, yeah,
there we go with boundaries again. Remember we had that?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them.
That is one of them. And, again, not to bring up my family, but I'm going to because I lived through a lot of it. My dad was very much in charge. I made the money. You have money for gas. That's this amount. You have money back then when groceries were cheap. This money for groceries. This is for the electric bill. This is for that. And it was divvied out. And she never had money just to have money. If she was buying me clothes,
she had to ask.
She had to ask. I did. So I learned that by watching, and I did some of that myself.
Yeah.
So that's why now the money I make now is my money. It goes into my account. I pay my own bills.
Yeah. But you took that step. See, you took
that step.
To do that.
Yeah.
To
break that cycle. I wanted to break that cycle.
You got it. But sometimes when we're growing up and we see in our family and we see the dynamics of how our family is run as far as that goes, you tend to either hold on to the relationship or you tend to do things that your parents did, because you visualized it. So you saw it. So you're going to do it. But it's up to you as a person to go ahead and break that cycle if that's not something that you want to continue doing.
My therapist told me years ago when I went to couples therapy, told me that is one thing I learned from my mother.
Yeah.
Everything I watched and learned, not to talk, not give my opinion, scared to give my opinion, all that stuff. And some of it still follows me to this day, believe it or not. And I say stop being stupid in my own mind, but I still do it. I learned from her, she said.
Well, see, and that's hard for you to be like, oh, yeah, I really did. You're absolutely right.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And I've gotten better at some of it. I've gotten better at some of it, but I'm not 100% there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Well, yeah, and it's like it's in a different kind of way. For myself, it's like, you're so nice, you're so nice, you're so nice. I don't want to fucking hear the word nice anymore. Okay? I'm a nice person, but you know what? I think the nice person ends up last. So
I feel that way too. I feel like you always get used and abused.
Yes.
One way or another.
You're doormat.
I feel like, I'm opinionated. People are like, oh, you can be so opinionated. Do you know how many times I say nothing? And I just sit there because it's either going to come out really snarky.
Right. Exactly. Because then you sit and dwell on it.
Yeah.
And I've learned like you, whatever I'm feeling or whatever I'm thinking, I just say it. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it comes out in a not so nice way.
Well,
and
it happens.
I realize that. No, and I realize that, but then it's like, like they'll tell me, oh, Pascal, you said something and you were like really rude. And I'm like, was I? It's like, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it for it to come out like that. But I think it's because I was quiet for such a long time and I never spoke up that when it comes out, it's coming out in a nasty way because that's how I feel.
It got built up and you got frustrated.
Exactly.
It happens to me. I get frustrated and it just falls right out,
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you say when you are uncomfortable saying, I want to do this, something simple, nothing life
Right.
altering or changing or shattering, earth shattering, it's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
It's a problem.
It is.
It really is a problem.
And
So,
when you
yeah.
do have that relationship with that person, you're supposed to trust that person that when you say something, that they will take it wholeheartedly, and whether they like it or not, at least try to work through it.
Well,
But that's in a perfect situation. So we're not perfect.
well, no one's perfect. And I will tell you, there are times where when you speak up and you say something and you feel belittled,
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and
Why
that your
should you think
thoughts
like that? Your
and
thoughts don't matter.
feelings don't matter, they mean nothing. And, you're
Yeah.
just trying to be heard, truly heard and understood. So
It's a
yeah,
battle. It's a
it's a
battle
battle. Or they may not want to deal with you because, of your emotions
because
or
you have an
feelings about
opinion.
something.
No, because
Yeah.
you have an opinion. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't I?
Yeah. So, it's a vicious cycle. It's all work.
It is. Like, I'm not married or anything like that, and we all know that by now. Hopefully, everybody knows this by now. And there's a reason why. There's a reason. The reason is, at this point in my life, I've been quiet for such a long time that I never spoke up in a relationship or put my foot down when it came to it. Okay?
Yeah.
And after a while, um, I I won't tolerate it anymore. But the
Yeah, you hit
problem
that
is,
point.
right, but the point is too long. So
Yeah.
now I cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut it the hell off. If you're not worth my time, you're done. Get out of here. I ain't got time for you. I ain't got this. I'm not here to fix you. I'm not here
No,
to fix anything. All I want is a normal, regular relationship. That's it. And believe it or not, that is the most difficult thing to find nowadays.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe it. Get a dog.
Oh my God, I know. They'll be more loyal. At least they won't lie to you.
I have 3, by the way.
Yeah. Because at least when you go, did you poop on that floor? They'd be like, oh, Mom, I did. I'm sorry. But they'll never lie to you. So,
The one dog looks at the other going, he did it.
yeah, exactly.
I blame
Yeah,
him.
right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
sometimes someone posted, sometimes you fall in love with someone, they become your family. As you start to grow or as your relationship progresses, some incompatibilities start to appear. At this point, you might be unhappy, but it's really hard to think of leaving this person. If you both want to make it work, you have to keep it going.
You do. It takes effort to have a
Well, it
relationship.
takes effort
Any
on both
relationship.
sides. It
Yeah.
can't be one-sided. So when you feel like you're always trying to keep the peace or make everything happy, that's not work. That's not work. It's
No,
work
that's
to
stress.
It's stress.
Yeah, that's stress and it takes a
It's
toll on you. I've
stress.
had a relationship like that where I felt it was one-sided. And I felt like I was doing everything and I was expressing myself and I was telling him how I felt and I was doing it and he was just completely doing the opposite each and every single time. And I even said that to him. I looked at him. I said, "That's why I shut up and I don't talk to you anymore. Is because of the reason is like I'm telling you how I feel, yet it's like you're looking at me and saying, "Oh, I don't give a shit. Who cares how you feel?"
Yeah.
That's not a relationship.
It
Uh,
is it is not. It's like, why do your feelings matter more than mine?
that's it. That's it. And then they, want to blame you for their feelings or
Yeah.
your reaction to what they're saying or what
Yeah.
they're doing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
No, I know. I do know, and I am always careful what I say, especially on here. Not
Yes.
not that whispering is going to help me hide it on here.
And that
Automatically I
That's a
tone
good try,
down.
though.
Like I'm talking to you personally, but you're like
Step away from the mic.
Right. I was like, not even in here. It's just, anyways.
Yes.
I have very
Yeah.
strong feelings and opinions about relationships as
Yeah.
I have grown. And I'm not the 19-year-old naive, stupid little girl anymore. And I do
Right.
mean naive, stupid little girl thinking that, everything is white picket fences and
Right. No
puppy dogs
experience. You
and
don't have experience at that age. You don't have
no,
experience to even know what the hell you want at that age.
no,
So it's like you haven't even lived life yet.
no.
You were just starting your life out. So, but
Yeah.
it's
So live and
okay.
learn. That's
Live
where the
and
live and
learn.
learn
Exactly. Live and learn. Live
comment
and learn.
comes into play, and sometimes those are the hardest lessons, and you can't always look at everything as regret.
No, you can't.
You
Some
have
of them
to
more learning processes.
exactly. You have to look at them as some of them as learning processes and hope that you do learn from them so that you're not sitting here going, oh, I really hate that I do this, or I hate that I do that, or I allow
Well,
this, or I allow that, and then you don't do anything to make it better.
right.
While I have learned a lot and grown a lot and I'm standing up for myself, for lack of better words, more often, I still have those moments where I'm like, oh, I better just be quiet. And
Yeah.
that's not really right. Why am I always supposed to be the one to sacrifice?
Well, because you know why? Because women in general, I'm just talking about women, that's how they were brought up to be. It's
It's
like
that
let the
cycle.
man speak. Yeah, let the man speak because he's the one that brings home the dough. Let him speak. He's the man. He's this. You just shut up and be behind him. Basically follow him. That's what
Yeah.
that's what women are brought up to learn.
That's
And
that's
that's in every culture. I'm telling you, even in
and
my
it's
culture.
happened for hundreds of years. And
Yes.
while we have progressed, we still have a ways to go.
Oh yeah.
And I look back at the fact I was told, well, I make the money, so I will
Mhm.
handle all this. And I was just like, oh, okay. I hate myself for agreeing to that
Mhm.
ever. Now that I'm this age and I look back, it's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
no different than what your mother did with your father and what she allowed.
Mhm.
And that cycle did not break.
Yeah. Yeah. But look at you now. You learned from that and you're progressing forward. So that's
Yeah,
the
but now
most
I'm older.
important thing. Well, I know. I'm sorry, but what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't turn back time. So
No, you can't turn back time,
yeah.
and
Just have to move forward.
just
What
have to
you
move
learned.
forward and do better with what you have learned. But I think the census is pretty much the same across the board. It's fear of change.
Mhm.
It's financial, especially nowadays, being able to survive.
Right. Nowadays it's so difficult because it's like it takes two, and sometimes that two isn't even enough
It's
to
hard.
continue
Yeah.
the household. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. I know.
And I know.
I
I
know.
mean, I could live off of eggs, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. I can live off of lentils. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I like those too.
Lentils.
Those are cheap.
Yeah. There you go. Rice. But
Yeah.
lentils are good. They're more protein, so they won't,
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and it's sad that anyone feels that way.
It is sad, of course. Speak up, ladies. It's okay. You have the right to speak your mind, to get what you want. It's not always about, the other person in the relationship. And it could be man, woman, whatever it is, because there are different relationships in the world. So, but speak up if you have something on your mind. You don't have to be nasty about it when you're saying it, but speak up, get it off your chest. Don't let it sit there. Don't ponder over it. Don't think, oh, I should have said this. Just say it and get it off your chest.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. it's hard to break those habits. They are
It
bad
is.
habits. They are
It
bad
is.
habits. Some of it's bred into us, at a young
It
age.
is. It took
And we
me a
learn
long
by
time.
watching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it took me a long time to realize that.
it's hard. Nothing makes me angrier than trying to vocalize how I feel about something
Mm-hmm.
and being kind of laughed at and made to feel belittled
Mocked at. Yeah.
and mocked and
Yeah.
condescending.
Yes.
That's where I have different visions go through my head that are illegal.
That are illegal. I got your back. Just
I
call
know
me.
you do. It's going to be an encrypted code.
Just call me.
You're going to know what it means. You'll hop
I
on the
know.
next plane.
Yes.
Restaurants
girl,
closed
I'm coming.
due to
I'm
illness.
coming, girl. I'm coming. Get my
You'll have a
black
sign
suit
your
on. I'm
window.
coming.
Right? You'll have a sign in your window. Restaurant closed due to illness.
Right. Due to a private matter.
Family matter, gotta go.
Yes, gotta go. I'm out. Over and out. Yeah. No, seriously though. Yeah, I got your back. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes there's just those moments of like,
It
yes.
is. Yeah, and
The fantasy.
nobody should ever be treated that way, whether it's a man doing it to a woman or a woman doing it to a man. Being
That just sets the whole
condescending
tone. It totally
exactly.
it sets the whole tone. You can't now have a normal, healthy conversation because now she's angry that he did that, and it's back, and then you just walk away.
Exactly. That's right. You walk away and you're like, okay, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
For
It's
what?
just easier.
Who's listening? Nobody.
It's easier to just shut up sometimes.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
And that also has to do with respect. You got to have respect for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like you said, being quiet is just the best thing to do. Just walk away and let it go. And because no matter what you say, no matter what you do, it's still always the ending is going to be the same.
And nothing gets resolved.
Nothing gets fixed. No,
nothing gets resolved.
Nothing.
And now you're just angry.
Yeah, at the whole situation.
For more than one reason than what you started off with.
Exactly. Yeah.
It just compiled. So, I think that's pretty common from women. There were a lot of comments. They were all the same because I think many women have either been in that situation or currently in that situation. When I went to therapy 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, that was one of the things where the couples got divorced and lived in the same house for financial reasons because it was too expensive to be separate,
Right.
and afford a decent place to live that was safe and all of that. Some people just stay married and are basically roommates.
Yep.
Some people,
what a miserable way to live.
It is.
I mean to live, but I mean, if you have no other option, I can understand that. I get it. I mean, it's very hard already to function and live outside of in this world as it is. So I feel it. I got you.
I just think that if you really want it, you can figure out how to do it.
You can.
Whether you get another female roommate or two.
Yes.
Where there's a will, there's a way. If you have to get a second job, get the second job.
Yeah, so be it. Right now at the point in my life right now, my peace is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. My peace, my quietness, and anybody that comes and bothers it, I don't want them in my life. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I just don't.
I hear you.
I just don't.
I hear you. I agree with that.
I'm not going to lie and sit here and say, okay, like I don't want to have a relationship and I'm single and blah, blah, blah. Of course I do. Of course I want that person, but I want the right person.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that you've had enough of the other that it's time for the right one. Yes. And don't settle because
don't settle ever.
It's easy.
Yes.
Ever. It's easy to go back to what's familiar.
It is. It is. Oh, that's funny because I was looking something up, about that. So it is easier to hold on to the past because at that time, those were the best days, the golden days. You know, you weren't stressed, you were happy,
You
times
sure?
were great. Well, like when some people
I
when you
know.
first
I'm
meet
kidding.
someone,
Oh, the first 5 days.
the first 5 days, right? Oh shit. Oh my God. So then what ends up happening is like you channel your energy to hang on to those memories
Hmm.
that were good, but are they worth it to hang on to them for 20 years?
They will always be the memories.
Yes.
They will always be the memories. And we are
Yeah.
joking, by the way. We don't
Yes, we are.
look down upon a great relationship by no
No,
means.
no, of
By
course
no
not.
means. No, we're joking. We joke around a lot, but we're by no means. It
It's
would
from
be
our
nice.
experiences, that's all.
Yeah. And we can joke about it because we have to or we would cry.
And I've done that plenty of times. So it's
Right
okay.
there with you. I always say shower cry. No one knows. You
Exactly.
come out all steamy warm and you can't tell you were in there crying.
No, you sure can.
You
You
talk
sure
about
can.
feeling cleansed.
Yeah, super duper cleanse, salt
Right,
and everything. We were just talking
right.
about that.
We were just talking about salt. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, don't settle. Life is short.
No, and you can't change anybody. I ran across a Instagram I think I was on or something, or one of the reels or whatever, and one of the reels was talking about, can you change him, or will you change him?
No.
No, he's not going to change unless he wants to change for you. And if
Yeah.
he does, then he's a keeper. And if he doesn't, let him go.
Was it changing for you or changing for himself?
Well, it should be both. It should be a changing for himself to be a better person, and then a changing for you so that both of you can adapt to your relationship in a better way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be
I
just
mean,
one side. So,
because if they try to change for you,
well,
it's
then they're
it's
going
not
to
sincere and they're going to
fail.
fail. They
Yeah.
will lie, they will play it up, but eventually the ugly
Well, and then
side,
they'll blame you.
they'll blame you, but the ugly
Yeah.
side will pop back out at some point.
Yes.
It
It
always
always does.
does. It always
We're
does.
right on the
Well,
same.
great minds.
Just saying.
Right? That's all. Just
Eh,
throwing that out there.
just a little,
But
yeah.
it always comes back to bite you. And then how long do you hang on for, I don't know if you want to call it the fake change?
Right.
Like they're trying and then it gets ugly again, and then they're trying and it gets
Yes.
ugly again. How many times or how many years are you going to do that before you realize something bigger needs to happen? And everything that's happening in the house affects you. And that's 20 years of your memories, of your life, your experiences are being controlled by someone else.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then figure all the negativity that surrounds that whole entire relationship that you're in. And not only that, but then you bring kids into the picture. That's a whole nother story there too. Like,
Yes.
so you're not just hurting that one person that you're not listening to, you're also hurting other people who you've brought into this world. So it's like the negative energy has an not such a great relationship with anybody's emotions,
Yeah.
It's a big impact.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
big impact.
It is. And again, I was given some great advice and I'm going to start doing it for myself. And I have said in the past, I do well when I have a list and I check
Yes.
things off. There's something to checking something off and feeling accomplished.
I'm right there with you. I
I
love
did
it.
this. I did
I
this.
love
So
it.
I'm going to make a list. I'm going to prioritize and I'm going to check them off.
Yes, as you go. That's right. It's almost like your little bucket list.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
some of them are fun. Some of them are not so fun. Some of them are
Mhm.
exciting. Some of them,
Yeah. Well, but those are things that you have to go through to grow.
Yes, correct. And get to the other side. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a work in progress. I have things happening at work, and I'm not really sure how that's going to play out until our first big meeting this Tuesday.
Yes.
I will log you in.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Maybe I'll just send you the Zoom link, and they'll be like, "Who's this?" Because they all
Pascal can't join.
Because they see everyone that pops up.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
who is
and
she?
everyone's
Where
gonna
does
be
she
like, and then my coworkers next to me can be like, that name looks familiar. Who is that? Who's Pascal? I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I've never seen her before. I don't know where she came from. She's popped in. It's random.
She's in the wrong room.
Who gave her this link? Oh my gosh.
That would be funny though, right? That would be hilarious.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you should do it.
So where are you Tuesday around noonish?
Here. I'm right here on my desk at the restaurant.
Are you?
Yeah, you can do it.
I wonder how much trouble I would get in.
All
of a sudden, a message will pop up. Will be like, "Is anyone who know Pascal is?" And my two coworkers won't answer, but they'll come and look at me. And I'll be like, "I don't know how she got here."
I don't know.
Those Lebanese, they just pop in and out of random.
They do, right? I'm here to make your life happy.
Right.
Okay, I'm out. Yeah. Well, I'm here. Let me know.
I will message you. So
Okay,
this will air after the fact, so no one will have a heads up.
There you go. I don't have to go shopping until 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So
well, that's an hour long.
I have an hour.
Unfortunately, lunch will not be served on your end.
Well, I always have lunch here. So.
You always have lunch there. She'll just have her own little box.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got so pissed
catered
off.
boxes,
Yeah, right?
They do.
I should make them.
You should make your
What
own.
A great idea.
And join our meeting.
Yes. What a great idea. I mean, like this.
I brought lunch.
What is it? What is it? What is it? The Cedars. Where's she from?
Right. Who gave her the link? I'll be like, oh. I know nothing.
Wasn't me.
In the meantime, my coworkers will be sending me text messages. My phone going, Char,
we know who it is.
I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We know what you did.
Prove it.
Exactly. Prove it. Oh my God, that would be so funny. That's great.
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that anyways.
Yeah. Well, I'll be here, so anytime.
Yeah, or I could just set I have a stand for my phone in there.
Perfect.
Yeah, I just turn you around.
Yeah.
They're not looking at me anyways. It's ridiculous. The last one I joined,
they're just looking at names, right?
They came in. I came in late. My supervisor's like, "You don't want to come in early for the meeting?" I'm like, "No." And then I had a friend say, "Well, won't they know you're not there? Doesn't it look good if you show up?" I'm like, "Are they going to know my icons up there or not? I don't know. They don't even know who I am." These people that are from
that are doing the
from Guidewell and Sanitas. So I logged in the last 15 minutes I got there for, because it was my time to get there. And the dude's back is to me, and you couldn't really hear him anyways. And I'm like, what did he say? What's he saying? He needs to turn around and face the camera so we're all not looking at the back of his head and his back.
Right?
That's
ridiculous.
He's facing everyone in the boardroom at the big long table, but there's the,
Well, does he not know he's on video?
Well, he had to know. There's 200 and some of us logged in, and he's not even. Yeah, I'm like, what did he say?
I'd have been like, excuse me.
I'm raising my hand. Excuse me. I've been here for 2 minutes, but I'd like to hear you.
Right. Oh, you can't see me? I see your bald head. Turn around.
Some of them are bald and they have
I
beards,
know.
but whatever. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, could be sexy. I don't know.
Well, I can't see the face to tell you.
No, you can't. I know. That's the problem.
Or the tuchus, so I can't see down there either.
Exactly. Yes. Those
What
are
kind of
my
ass do
main
you
things
have?
too. Yeah. Do you have a pedonkadonk? I like it. I like it.
Pascal.
Oh God, I can. I'm 50. Okay, I can say whatever the hell I want. We're allotted that time in our life. We're 50. That's it. It all ends
Right.
here. We say whatever the hell I want. Till we die. I'm gonna say whatever
Right.
the hell I want.
Right? I know. Isn't that funny? We used to make fun of the people who, well, they hit a certain age, they just feel entitled. I get it. I totally get it. I feel entitled. I've done my damn dues, damn it. I'm going to say what I want.
Exactly.
Sorry
I
if you don't
didn't
like
realize
it.
that until you just said it now.
Right?
God.
Yeah. We how many times have we
Like,
said?
yeah. No wonder they feel that way. Why do
And
they feel
we
that?
have arrived.
We have, yes. And I like it.
Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
I do. I like
Yeah, I do. Except for
Yeah.
that guy today, I bit my tongue. But other than
Yeah,
that,
well, that's a different scenario. So, yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so that was kind of it. It was a lot of repetitive answers, so that was interesting only in the sense that a lot of women think the same way, feel the same way, are currently probably in the same situation.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's hard for them.
Here's one real quick that probably wasn't mentioned. The reason why people stay in an unhappy marriage is to protect others who are in that marriage. Not like, not like not like it's not like a sister wife or anything like that.
Okay.
Like if they have kids and stuff like
Children.
that. So
Absolutely.
they're protecting their significant
Yes. Children.
Yeah.
And as moms, I've
You
always
have
protected my children.
same.
Always.
Yeah. Always try to give them, the best life that I can. Always try to give them as much advice as I can. I mean, they're not going to take your advice 100%, but but if you are growing up and recreating almost the same scenario that you grew up in, and they're seeing that, it's like, is it worth it? I don't know. So, but sometimes you have
that's funny. I have tried to lecture my daughter on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And, at some point, you can only say what you can say, and the ball is ultimately in their court. They make their choices. And she's definitely had her struggles.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely heartbreaking because you never want them
to go
through that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never truly told them the story of my childhood. I just always knew I wanted them to have a better childhood than me.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want them to go through anything that I did. So going through some of that shaped me in that sense. It definitely shaped me. You don't go through experiences in life and it not somehow affect you.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Definitely.
My beliefs are my beliefs, and I'm very strong about my beliefs, and you're entitled to yours, and we don't have to see eye to eye, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
And I've tried to explain things and give her advice when she's wanting it, seeking it, and accepting of it.
Right, because that's the only way she's listening to it.
Correct. Yes. And it has always made me feel good.
Yeah.
When I didn't think she was listening and I heard her repeat verbatim to the other person on the phone exactly what I told her.
See? That's freaking awesome.
Wow, she listened.
Okay. Brush your shoulders off. Brush those shoulders off.
Right?
But But you see, that's because you did it in a way that it wasn't attacking her, where she took it as a motherly love rather than you telling her what to do.
I can't ever tell them what to do. My son, I can pretty much, he's a little easier on some things, but she is definitely she thinks she's already had all the experiences. She's had some experiences, but she has
Mm.
not had them all. And she's still young. She's gonna be 26
Yeah.
in a few weeks. She'll be 26. And
Well,
you
shit, I don't
know,
think we even had all the experiences yet.
oh
And we're
no.
50 for Christ's
Uh,
sake. So,
no, but it's nice to hear when she does listen, she's
see?
receptive and she listens and then she uses it. And the other
Yes.
person on the other side is going, huh.
Right.
Yeah, it's from
And you're like,
experience.
yeah. And you're like, yes.
1 point for
She
mom.
will listen to me. Yes.
1 point for mom.
1 point for mom.
Right, and it's not about winning. It's just
Yeah,
the
no.
fact that she thought enough and realized that there's some value into what I said.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's not easy being a parent.
Oh,
It's
not at
not
all.
easy being in a relationship.
Nope. That's right on.
I hope that there is a relationship out there that is more perfect for you than what you've had. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as perfect, but more perfect for you or good for you or healthier for you, better for you. I wish
Absolutely.
that for all women.
Yes.
Uh,
And all men for that matter, because it works both sides, even though this is a woman show.
Correct.
But, we have to scooch you in there a little bit. It's okay.
A little respect. So,
Slightly.
We really are not
Uh,
bashing
no,
because,
we're
but
not.
I will tell you that in this day and age,
Don't
some of the
say it.
things some men have said to me,
Mm.
you want to be my friend and have conversation, sincere conversation. I am game.
Yes.
I am game. I'm only game for sincerity. Don't act like you just came out of nowhere and you're the best thing to walk the face of the earth, because that's not going to fly.
Right? That's why I said cocky. This is
Yes.
ridiculous. Get out of
And
here with that.
unfortunately, there's a lot of that.
There
And
is a
on
lot of
women's
that.
side too, there's a lot of
Well, nowadays
bitchiness.
there is, but because women has women have been so okay, real quick. So I had a man that told me that right now they feel like a woman, like us, like we can't trust the other person, or we can't trust a man, or we can't do this because of their cockiness, and they think that they're the best thing that walked on the planet. I said, but the tables have turned now, where women now are using men.
Oh, it's
Okay.
two-way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where women now are using men, and men are actually feeling it right now.
Yeah.
And they're feeling it, and they're actually saying, oh, well, what's going on? What's happening? That's because all the men have been doing it to women for years and centuries and decades and God knows how long.
It,
So now that women are doing it, it's like, oh, it's such a wrong thing.
but here's the thing with that. Um, I believe women have done it the whole time.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you watch any of these shows and stuff, there are some women that were smart enough, clever enough, tricky enough to do it. It's definitely more prominent now just because times have changed and there's more people on the planet. When there's more people in any area, any population, everything increases
Mm-hmm.
on both sides. So I definitely think more women are doing it. I think back in the day it was more,
Hush, hush.
yeah, hush hush, and it was very few women, and women of maybe money and wealth
Oh, yeah.
that
I mean,
could get
could
away
be.
with it a little easier. But
Mm-hmm.
I've watched some, true story stuff, and I'm like, wow, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
And she was, so if you
Yeah.
watch some of these things that are based on true stories of history and stuff, you're like, oh, so there are a few. I just think it's now women are tired and fed up
Yes.
with feeling like they're dominated. And I'm sorry, we do.
Yes, we
There's
do.
a lot that do. I know I do. That,
Well, coming from a cultural background where the man is always dominant,
yeah,
it's like you get sick and tired of it. That's it. Like
yeah,
we are
you do.
fed up. We are
Yeah,
fed up.
and I had a guy this last year say to me that's been a good friend for the majority of my life. It's a good thing there's not a woman president and hormones. I was just like, who are you talking to?
Wow.
You're not saying that to me to my face, are you?
Right?
I think you're confused.
Yeah.
Or you're about to be.
Go check yourself.
It's about to get ugly.
Well, there you go. That's cockiness again.
That's cockiness, that's absolute cockiness. So, it's
Well, women,
it's
you guys are better than this. Like, if you're in a relationship and you can't seem to get out of it for whatever reason, whether it's uh maybe you're afraid of being alone, maybe you're protecting the children that are in this relationship, maybe financial problems, maybe you have an attachment to your partner for some reason or another. There's always there's always a rainbow on the other side. So you can do it. We're strong. We've been strong. We have the babies, for Christ's sake. I mean, you think men can go through that pain? I don't think
no.
so.
It's still, I don't know. We've come a long way, but there's still a ways to go.
There is a ways to go, but do what's best for you. Don't stay in an unhappy relationship that's going to continue to be more miserable. Even if you've spoken up already, you've discussed this with your partner or what have you, just, do your best and keep moving forward. Keep your head up high. Speak your mind. That's it. That's what you got to do.
Well, again, we're our age, and where has the time gone? It's gone quickly.
Yes.
I mean, some days we're slow, but it's gone quickly overall.
You mean we're not going to be 50 forever?
No, apparently not.
Bummer.
Yeah, right. And you only get this one time. So how many years do you want to spend trying to fix someone? Right. Or hoping they fix themselves? Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, no one's worried about your happiness. I mean, someone who has many issues and doesn't truly do the work to make it right, they can't buy their way out of it. They got to do the work. They got to make the commitment.
Absolutely.
And where there's a will, there's a way. So you can get a job, you can get a second job, Yeah,
it might be hard at first, but once you put your foot forward, you can do it. I mean, I've done it, for Christ's sake. I was a single mom. Okay. I did it the whole time. I had 2 and 3 jobs while I was working and taking care. And I was going to school on top of that. Like, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I mean, it's if you want it, you can do it. Make a list. If you have things you need to do to prepare, start with the smallest, cross them off, make a list, and then you see your progress, and then you start to feel more confident and you feel good about yourself. Absolutely. Like, I'm doing this, and that's actually great advice. Make a list.
It is. It absolutely is great advice.
Big things, the little things, and everything in between.
Yeah, because you feel a sense of accomplishment. Like, this is something you did on your own for yourself.
Yeah.
And you feel that.
Yeah, it's just, you just got to make a list, and you got to work on it, and you just got to do what you can. I am sitting here, and I don't mean to be like this. Someone is returning a Malinois to the Belgian American Malinois rescue where I got my Roscoe boy from, and she's in Tampa because the boyfriend wants her gone. So my answer to this is get rid of the boyfriend and keep the Malinois. But if you're not going to do that, I am this close to being like, just send her to me. For the love of God, I don't need another dog.
Right. I know, but they need love.
I know. She's.
It's okay. What are you going to do?
Stay tuned. Get myself in more trouble. Kids will walk in and be like, what's this? I'm like, your new sister.
Yes, exactly. Surprise.
Yeah, right. A little 4-legged and furry, but that's fine.
Yeah, of course. At least they're loyal and they're the best.
Yeah.
And they come and cuddle with you at the end of the night.
Well, you want them cuddling with you at the end of the night. So.
Yeah, and then they'll lick you all over the place, and then
Stop.
I hate that. That's one thing that I hate. I'm sorry. I love dogs. Dogs are like my best friend, okay?
Yeah.
So, but the one thing that I do dislike is that licking business. Like keep the that tongue to yourself. I don't want to see it. I don't want it on me. I don't want it on my skin. I don't want it anywhere near my face. Keep it to yourself. You
Oh
lick
my
your ass,
gosh.
right? You lick your ass with that tongue. I don't want it near my face. I do love doggies. Don't get me wrong. Actually, I
Right.
want one. I want one. They have an adoption thing on Facebook, which is here in the area, and they have these dogs that were found, I guess, on the side of the road or something. I don't know exactly where. And they took them in, and they look like some of them are like part Siberian Husky. They
Aw.
they are so cute, and they have the eyes. Oh my gosh, of angels. They're so pretty
Yeah.
that I
You
can't wait.
know, I'm tempted and I keep telling myself no more dogs. And I lost Roscoe 7 months ago. And my Bella girl, my 15-year-old Shih Tzu, um, isn't doing the best.
Oh,
Um, I had to switch her to wet food, but I don't think she ate dinner tonight. And she's having cognitive issues. And
mm,
when I take her outside, to go outside with her and stay with her so she doesn't drown in the pool because she does fall in.
oh no.
And she heads for the pool all of a sudden randomly out of nowhere, and you're chasing her. She's
Oh gosh.
blind, but she's fast.
Yes.
So she had a seizure a few months ago. I haven't seen her have any more, but I'm at work all day and I don't have cameras on in the house all day or anything like that. So I don't know if she's had any difficulties when I'm not here.
Right. Right.
So, it's just a lot to have
It
that
is.
many
It's a
many
lot
dogs. And Malinois are shepherds and they just shed.
everywhere.
I can make a dog a day.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah, my poor
That's
iRobot needs new parts and I need to get
yeah.
them because this vacuuming every day is old again. So, I love them and I really just need to not have four dogs.
Yeah. No, that's like my
Um,
daughter's Pomsky. I told her I was cleaning. It was before she had the kids, right? So she was out on a weekend or whatever somewhere with her husband. And I was like, I vacuumed your house and I made a whole brand new dog for you. So
yeah,
don't be alarmed if you have another dog when you come in.
right. I mean,
She's
it's
like,
it's it's
it's
bad.
very hairy. Yeah.
It's very
Very
hairy. I
hairy.
mean, I'll be sitting there and I move my furniture every weekend and I vacuum and I mop every weekend. So I vacuum throughout the week. And then on weekends is the big move the furniture, dust, mop
Yes.
deal. I do the ceiling fans every month because you got to.
Yes.
And I wash my walls every so often in the living room throughout the year. And because it's dogs. And um, I'll be sitting there and like a tumbleweed comes out from I don't know
Yeah.
where.
I know, right?
And I'm like, where did that come from? I just
Yes.
moved every piece of furniture, vacuumed, then mopped under it, and then put it back
Oh, it's never
and
ending.
continued on.
Yeah, it's never ending.
And I'm sitting there and this big ball rolls out. I'm like, where the hell did you come from? you
I
know,
was on one little corner of the couch and you didn't see me.
I guess not. And when I say I do all this, I also wash all the throw rugs while
Mm.
I'm vacuuming and mopping. I keep the couches covered because before I had the dogs, I bought new couches and they were not leather because I'm like, I'm not doing leather for a change. I'm going to do this
Yeah.
pretty blue. Yeah, yeah. Be going back to leather. I do not know how their fur gets weaved into the weaves of the couch. And
Well,
I
get
can't just
out.
vacuum it out. I got to pull them out. I'm like, who is weaving the fur strands piece by
In
piece
there,
into
yeah.
the material of the couch? I'm like, how has this even happened? How
We're
does this
just
happen?
being one.
You know, so I wash all those. I vacuum the couches every week, sometimes more than that. Because when I sit on them, when I uncover them, I sit on them. I don't want to be sitting in fur.
Oh,
It's an ordeal.
yeah.
It's a
it
lot
is.
of work, and I love them dearly. And my Roscoe boy was my boy, and but
Yeah, having pets is a lot of work. It's not easy. If you're home and everything and you have that time, then go for it. But
you know,
it's hard. You gotta walk them, you gotta feed them, you gotta take them to the vet.
well, and then if they
You
get
gotta make sure
sick,
everything. Yes,
it's expensive. And I mean, his radiation treatments over alone were a little over $8,000.
right.
That did not include biopsies, CAT scans,
Of course.
X-rays, labs.
Wow.
Yeah, to try and save him. So, I sit here and I look at these dogs and I just like, I probably should get off this page.
They're gonna lure you in.
Oh, before I got Roscoe and I had fostered a few dogs and I cried every time I gave one up. I said, I can't foster. And they're just like, they would tag me.
Yeah.
Shar. I'm like, what? Look at
Leave
him.
me
I'm like,
alone.
I see him.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Please stop pointing out these dogs. I don't have enough room.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I don't know. Maybe, once I get through everything with whatever's going to be with Bella, we'll see.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Later on, you don't have to decide anything obviously right now. You'll decide
But
when
she's
it's
very
time.
close. She's just over the bridge.
Oh, poor baby.
And the
I mean,
dumb lady who currently has her has had her for 4 years.
oh,
So the boyfriend's like, oh, the dog's got to go. I'd be like, the boyfriend's got to go.
yeah, exactly, right?
Because you started dating me knowing I had her.
Right. Exactly.
It's like letting you know I have children.
Right. Do you let your children go?
No,
You're like, oh, I'm gonna put my child up for adoption because you came into my life. Get out of here.
no, no,
Go
never.
somewhere.
Yeah, so killing
Mhm.
me, killing me,
Yeah.
killing me, killing me. Anyways, killing me.
Yes. Yes.
I just keep
I
telling myself
feel it.
I don't need another one, don't need another.
Uh, just keep repeating yourself.
And
You'll.
tomorrow you'll see on Facebook the new member of the family. I'm just kidding. That'll be me.
Oh no.
Hosting with the boys going, what the
Look.
hell's this?
Right.
I didn't ask for a
Exactly.
sister.
Didn't even come home yet.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Uh,
shoot me now. So, anyways, that was it. And that was the question, and it was a lot of the same, which is fine. It's just interesting to see how many people feel the same way in the same situation or have
mhm.
been. So,
Yeah, it is. It's it. Well, you got statistically, there you go, from out of 100 people feeling the same way,
yeah,
that probably most of us are feeling.
yeah.
So, yeah, you guys are great. You're better than this. Lift yourselves up. You can do it. Put your mind to it. That's a song. You can do it. Put your mind into it. No, I'm just kidding. It's
It
put
is
your
a
back
song,
into it, but
right?
it's okay.
But fear's the biggest thing.
It is. Fear.
Uncertainty, the fear of not knowing.
But once you cross that line and you find yourself that you're okay,
You're
and
then like, why didn't I do this sooner?
exactly, and like Char
Yeah.
mentioned, make a list, cross things off as you go. You're going to feel more accomplished, which makes you more happier as a person too, which will make you probably even a happier person to find a better relationship in the future.
Yes,
So,
because if you're miserable and stuck, it's just an unhealthy environment.
yeah, and you're still going to continue to find the same people to be stuck and unhappy with. There's always the same of that person all
Oh
the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
They're
follow the
always
same,
duplicates.
if you don't learn from your choices and mistakes,
Nope,
it remains the same,
definitely. Well,
so.
we appreciate you guys listening to us, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. What episode? 22?
No, this is actually
21?
episode 21.
All right. Blackjack. It's Blackjack
I
episode.
always like
We
that game.
I did too. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys listening. And if you guys have any topics or anything that you guys would like to hear, please post it in the comments, or you can send Char an email and she'll get right to it as soon as she can.
Also, Facebook and Instagram, you can comment on there.
Yes.
Any
you can comment on
questions?
those. Yep, definitely. Once you see her posting the future episodes or future topics for the episodes, go ahead and hit us up. We are so happy that we are getting a lot of comments, and we appreciate each and every single one of you, and we thank you very much. And I'll turn
Yes,
it
we
to you.
do. It's always very exciting to hear from other people. I always enjoy
It is.
reading all the comments. I do read all the comments. I can't reply to all the comments because that one topic a few topics ago was over 2,000, and I just
Yeah. Well, but at least you read them, and pretty
But
much all of them are,
yeah, and I
repetitive.
still was getting comments for over a week well after we recorded and posted.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know
We
what the
appreciate
number.
it, guys.
I know it's very
Woo!
exciting. It's very
Very,
exciting,
very
and
exciting.
for those who reached out to me on there and asked to find us on our podcast and the platforms, I hope you're listening. Reach out, say hello, and you will always find me on the apps. So talk to me. So you can find us on Spotify, Amazon, Samsung Podcasts, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Apple, Google, Pandora, TuneIn, iHeart, and Deezer.
All right. Check us out, guys.
Yes.
Good
And
talking to you tonight.
as always, you're my Friday night date.
Yay!
I look forward to it every Friday night. I told you earlier.
Right. I know.
You're my date.
I
And
have
you're
a date
"Ooh la la."
tonight. I know. I said, ooh, I got a date tonight. Ooh la la. I haven't had a date in a minute.
Right? Most excitement we've had is
Yes.
ourselves, each other.
But you know
every
what?
week.
You know
Yes.
what?
Hmm.
Happy excitement. And I'm happy
Oh, I wouldn't trade it.
and elated. Yes.
I would not trade it.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
not 1 second of it, my dear.
All right.
So
Until next time.
until next time, you have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.